was your "yep, I'm going to die" moment? I was driving home from my night shift at the hospital around 2 a.m. when my car started making a horrible grinding noise. The engine light flashed red. I pulled over on this empty stretch of highway outside Austin. No streetlights, no houses, just darkness and the sound of crickets. I called OLA. They said 45 minutes. That's when I saw headlights approaching from behind. A pickup truck pulled up right behind my car. The engine stayed running. The headlights stayed on, but nobody got out. 5 minutes passed, then 10. I locked my doors and gripped my phone. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I kept glancing at my rearview mirror, but the headlights were so bright I couldn't see the driver's face. Then the truck door opened. A man stepped out. He was massive, easily 6'4". He was wearing a dark hoodie with the hood pulled up. He started walking toward my car with something in his hand. I dialed 911 but didn't press call yet. My thumb hovered over the green button. He reached my window and knocked. I cracked it open maybe half an inch. "Car trouble?" His voice was deep and rough. "Help is coming," I said. My voice cracked. He nodded slowly. Then he lifted the object in his hand toward my window. It was a flashlight. He shined it under my car for a few seconds. "Your serpentine belt snapped. That's why it's grinding. You're lucky you stopped when you did. Another mile and your engine would have seized." I didn't respond. I was still frozen. He turned off the flashlight and looked at me through the crack in my window. "You're scared of me." It wasn't a question. "I'm a mechanic," he said quietly. "I was driving home from my shop. Saw your hazards. Just wanted to help." He took a step back from my car. Then another. "I'm gonna wait in my truck until your tow arrives. I won't come back to your window. I just don't want you sitting out here alone at 2 a.m. He walked back to his truck and got inside. The headlights dimmed to parking lights. 40 minutes later, the tow truck arrived. The driver hooked up my car and I climbed into his cab. As we pulled away, I looked back at the pickup truck still sitting there with its parking lights on. The mechanic flashed his headlights twice. Then he drove off in the opposite direction. I never got his name. The next morning, I told my coworker about what happened. She laughed and said I watched too many crime documentaries, but then she got quiet. "Wait," she said. "A big guy in a dark hoodie? Drives a black Ford pickup? Works at a shop off Route 12? I nodded. Her face went pale. "That's Marcus. His daughter was killed by a drunk driver on that exact stretch of highway 3 years ago. She broke down at night just like you. Someone found her the next morning." I felt my stomach drop. "He drives that route every night now," she continued. "Just watches for stranded cars. He's helped like 30 people. Never asks for anything. Never even tells them his name." I sat there in silence for a long time. I had spent 40 minutes convinced I was about to die. Meanwhile, a grieving father sat in his truck in the dark, making sure I was safe, knowing I was terrified of him, and never once trying to change my mind. I drove back to that stretch of highway the next week around the same time. I parked on the shoulder with my hazards on. 20 minutes later, headlights appeared behind me. The same black pickup. He walked up to my window. I rolled it all the way down this time. "Car trouble again?" he asked. "No," I said. "I just wanted to say thank you. And I'm sorry I was scared of you." He was quiet for a moment. Then he nodded. "You were smart to be scared. It was 2 a.m. on an empty road. You didn't know me." He paused. "My daughter wasn't scared enough. That's why I do this now." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small card. It had his shop's name and number on it. "If your car ever breaks down again, call me first. I'll come get you myself." I took the card. My hands were shaking, but not from fear this time. He walked back to his truck. Before he got in, he turned around. "What's your name?" "Elena," I said. He smiled. It was the saddest smile I'd ever seen. That was her name, too. He drove off. I sat there for a long time, holding that card, crying in the dark on the side of the highway. I still drive that route sometimes, and every time I see a car on the shoulder with its hazards on, I pull over too, because now I understand. The best way to honor someone you've lost is to protect the people they'll never get to meet.